Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever time of day it is where you are. I am so glad that you took a moment and stopped by to visit us on Stellar Ruth. So what are we doing on Stellar Ruth today? We're going to try to make it quick as possible. We are doing a one-pot Crockpot meal, a chicken Crockpot meal. We're going to cook everything in the Crockpot together and make one full meal out of it, make it nice and easy and less mess. So just keep watching. Let's see what's happening in the kitchen. All right, darling. So we're going to get started on our one pot meal, our Crockpot meal. It is comfort food season. Starting with a cutting sheet. I have a regular cutting board, but sometimes the sheet makes things like this a little easier. And I'm going to have my kitchen shears. So you're going to start with an entire chicken that I've already taken out of the package and washed. You know, you need to rinse it off, really well, because it's in the package and its own blood and all that kind of stuff. So now I'm going to use my kitchen shears. Make sure they're pretty sharp. And I'm cutting this chicken straight up the middle, in the middle of the breast. Now the reason that I'm doing this is because if you were cooking for a lot of people, like 5 or 6 people, 4 or 5, whole family, of course, you want the whole chicken. But for me and my husband, it's just me and him. And so I'm only going to use half the chicken because I'm going to use the other half for chicken and dumplings. So, if I can find my big knife that I actually just had, because sometimes that bone, here it is, sorry about that, sometimes that bone in the middle is a little stubborn. So I'm taking my big knife, and you see how it just cuts straight through. God, I love these Hampton Forge knives. They're so sharp. Okay, and then I'm going to take my kitchen shears again and cut up the back. Now, if your kitchen shears are not very sharp and it's difficult to cut with them, you can use a knife. Just try to make sure your knife is really sharp, because sometimes cutting the chicken in half is not that easy. Okay, and as I said, this knife is really sharp, but the backbones are a little tougher. So I'm going to take it and turn it over and hit it with my hand so that I can break that backbone enough for me to cut it. See, that's how you get around things when they're giving you difficulty and embarrassing you on camera. You're supposed to just cut straight down the middle like I see it. Okay, so we're going to take half of this chicken and we're going to use it in our Crockpot meal, and the other half we're going to use in chicken and dumplings. So I'm going to take the half that we're going to use in chicken and dumplings and set it to the side. And what we're going to do is, I have the inside of my Crockpot already over here ready in the sink, but I don't want to just put everything into it where you can't see it, because my tripod doesn't go up high enough where I can get it in there so you can see it and see everything. So we're going to season this piece of chicken first. So we're going to take us some sea salt. I'm using some herb sea salt. Okay, and take a few pinches and season the outside. And then I'm going to take a few pinches of the pepper and season it. Okay. Then I'm going to take some of my Zest for Life seasoning. Open the wrong side. And we're going to season it that way. Now the reason I use a lot of the seasonings that I blend myself is because it has everything in it. I don't have to use a whole bunch, teaspoon of this, teaspoon of that. It's already together. So it makes it easier for me. So we're going to season the inside, the other side of the chicken. You can season it however you want. This is just what I prefer. And a little pepper here. And just a little bit of sea salt. Okay, so now I'm going to take this chicken and go ahead and lay it down into the inside of the Crockpot bowl. And I'm laying it down, guys, if you can see, hopefully. Let me pull it up. There you go. I'm laying it down skin side up, okay? Okay, guys, we've already rinsed off our cutting sheet. I'm going to take my little kitchen towel here and dry it just a bit so that I don't have to worry about my veggies and stuff getting stuck. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a bell pepper. Make sure, guys, that you have a trash bowl or something close by so that you can throw these things that you need to throw away. So we're going to take this bell pepper, just one will do the trick. And we're taking out the inside. So you always shake the seeds out. And we always take out the core here. Okay, and it's making a mess already. Making a mess, as we see. And I'm going to shake these seeds into the sink here. Get that out of the way. Don't like the seeds in mine. And now, and you don't have to like cut it in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't have to be fancy. Just going to slice it. Just going to throw it in there just like this. And this is all just to give it some flavor, guys. Then we're going to take an entire onion. We're going to peel that onion. You know, of course, you got to peel that outer layer of the skin off so that you get to the good part. And again, guys, make sure you have a trash bowl close by. That makes everything so much easier because you could just toss everything right over into the trash bowl instead of having this big mess to clean up off the counter. Okay. Then we're going to take that onion, cut it in half, and then we're just going to slice the onion. Nothing fancy, just slicing it up. Get rid of the core here. The end. Okay, and be careful with your knife. Make sure you don't cut yourself. Okay, so I have some crushed garlic in the refrigerator that's already chopped up and everything, and I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons of crushed garlic into the pot with everything else. Okay, now we're going to put in some fresh basil. I have these beautiful basil leaves. So I'm going to take about 3 nice sized leaves here. See? 3 nice sized leaves, guys. And then I'm going to just cut those. I'm going to roll them. The best way to cut basil is if you roll the leaves, you get a better cut. So I'm going to put them all, lay them all together. Okay, and then I'm going to roll those leaves up. And then we're just going to slice them that way. And cut them. That way we can just sprinkle that right on top of that chicken. Okay. And I usually, when I get to the stems, just throw the stems away. That's just my preference. Okay, now, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go cut 2 Roma tomatoes. And just cut them coarsely. They don't have to be perfect either. I always cut the ends off. That's me. And then you're going to just cut those tomatoes up, and because all of this is just going to get thrown in the crock pot. You're going to cook all this together. Now, you may say, you know, we put stuff in the crock pot, it gets really, really soft, everything falls apart. True. But you cook it on low for a few hours, and then when you get close to everything being done, we're going to throw a couple of other things in the crock pot so that they can soak up some of those same seasonings and juices. And then we have one full meal that we could just pull from the crock pot. So far right now we have our bell pepper, onion, tomato, and fresh basil. Now, we're just going to throw all this over into the pot with the chicken. This is what it looks like inside of the bowl, the pot. And you see your chicken's on the bottom, and we've taken all of our veggies and put them on top. And we're just going to stick this in the baby carrots. I just bought them just like this in a bag, and the reason I bought them like this because I just didn't feel like cutting any. And so we're going to take these baby carrots, we're going to wash these off, and we're going to put about a half a bag. So this bag is 1 pound, so you're going to put about a half a pound of the baby carrots in with the rest of the veggies. We see that all of our stuff is in the crock pot. So now what we're going to do is take the top that I've actually just washed so it's wet, and we're just going to put that on top of the crock pot, and then we're going to cut the crock pot on low, and that's going to cook for a few hours, and we will be back to check on our meal. Okay, darling, so look at that, looking all good. See our nice roasted chicken in our crock pot, and we got our carrots, some onions, tomatoes, and all that kind of stuff. We'll be able to pull all of that out and put on a plate. Now what we're going to do, it's been actually roasting in here on low for roughly about 3 hours, because the chicken was already thawed out, so it's not going to take as long as if the chicken was frozen. So roughly about 3 hours. So what we're going to do now, put potatoes in or any of that to let the potatoes roast with it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay in some asparagus. Okay, and I'm going to put a little on each side so it's not too much. And then I'm going to let the asparagus steam in the pot with the chicken and everything else. Now I'm going to sprinkle just a tad of some herb sea salt. Just a couple of pinches over top of the asparagus. Not that it really needs much because it's in there with that chicken, so it'll pick up some of that chicken flavor. And then I'm just going to put the top back on the crock pot, let it cook another 20 minutes or so. And the steam from all the other things on the bottom is going to create enough steam to cook the asparagus. Alrighty, so we're going to lift the top and look at how beautiful that is. And those asparagus are steamed nicely. Yes. So now we're going to put it on a plate and have us some dinner. Alrighty, my darlings, there you have it. We made us a chicken crock pot meal. We put the chicken in there. We put our carrots and our onions, and we put us some asparagus in there and just put a whole lot of stuff in the pot, made it all together, and then it got us a nice, wonderful, beautiful meal. Isn't that wonderful? That you could just put it all in the pot and just let it go. So we're going to have a few more one pot meals coming your way that you're going to enjoy, because life is busy. You want to make it easy. And then we're going to have something that's a little more complicated because the holidays are coming, and well, they're here basically. The holidays are here, and you got parties, and you got dinner parties, and you got Thanksgiving, and you got Christmas and Christmas parties. And if anybody has seen me, or if you've been on my channel for a minute, I love the holidays. So we got some good stuff coming for you. So now I'm so glad that you stopped by. If you haven't done it already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. And I love new family members, so come on and just be a part of the family. Give us a thumbs up if you like what you saw today, and then share this video with someone that may want to be looking at some new ways and some new recipes and some new things to try. Okay? Sharing is caring, people. Sharing is caring. And I just want you guys to know that I just love doing this. I love cooking, I love making these recipes, and I love sharing them with you. So thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your life for just a little bit of time, at a time. It's a wonderful thing, and I love the support that I have been receiving. Now, and if you thought I was going to let you go without giving you a shameless plug about the signature seasonings, you thought wrong. If you want to know how to get our signature seasonings, I'm going to put the link down below. You just visit us at stellaruth.net, where we have a wide variety of signature seasoning blends, salad dressings, and sauces. We even have hot sauce and barbecue sauce. And all of it's handcrafted. All of it's naturally made. There are no artificial ingredients at all. And it's all vegan and vegetarian friendly. Okay? So just visit the website, take a look. You might want some things. Thank you again for stopping by and visiting with me today. And I appreciate you for letting me come into your lives for a few moments at a time. I love you, love you, love you. God bless you, and happy cooking.